So the first step in the strategic planning process is setting objectives. This is where we want to define the key outcomes for your organization that your digital marketing strategy will aim to achieve. This is in some ways often actually the hardest step of the process. So we need to really focus on it up front, make sure we get clarity of what we're trying to have in terms of an actual impact on our business, and that's going to inform all of our decisions going forward. So if you think back to some of the cases we've looked at in this program, you can see that digital marketing, broadly speaking, can really have many different objectives, whether it's a brand building initiative like the Amex Open content publishing, or the Ford Fiesta where it was supporting a market entry, or Gatorade where they were relaunching the brand and refreshing its sort of appeal to its customers, or Gaylord Hotels, which was trying to gain customer insight, sort of market research was the goal to make decisions about how we can best drive word of mouth. Walmart linking together online and in-store behaviors to create that omni-channel effect. Banks like Bank of America using a do-it-yourself, on-demand business model with banking as a point of differentiating their service versus others. You can think of Apple, where we saw the whole building out of the ecosystem around the iPhone, really driving that product to success and differentiation. Or even Cisco back early in the program, where we talked about finding new areas of business to invest in, new sort of business development. Many different kinds of objectives, each of which can be supported by these kinds of digital strategies that we've been looking at. So there really are a lot of options here. It's important to think through which of these matter most to your business. What's on your agenda right now? What are you trying to really achieve? As we do this, I find it's also helpful to think about your objectives as a marketer on two different levels. So the first level would be the business objectives. What is the overall business strategy that you are seeking to support through your efforts as a marketer? So it might be that your firm is seeking to enter a new market. Maybe it's trying to grow its share of online sales relative to brick and mortar sales. Maybe it's trying to establish a direct-to-consumer relationship for the first time rather than going through intermediaries. Maybe you're trying to raise barriers to entry for challengers. These are the kinds of things that would be an overall business objective that actually sit above marketing. You as a marketer are not solely responsible for one of these objectives, so it's not only your job, but it's something that your strategy should be feeding into and supporting in terms of the overall business strategy. And then on a level down below that would be the marketing objectives. These are the kinds of things that marketers really spend a lot of their time thinking about. Is it that we need to build brand awareness, that we need to shift our brand image? Do we have social media followers who we now need to convert into advocates or purchasers, perhaps? Is it a marketing insight question that we need to know more about our customers' behaviors and their untapped needs? Maybe we're trying to establish our brand's reputation for thought leadership among industry influencers. These are objectives that you as a marketer probably do own, and you are primarily or wholly accountable for. So it's useful in thinking about your objectives and going to a strategic planning process to think about these sort of two levels. What are the objectives that you own, that you're really focusing on and you are accountable for, and what are the higher order priorities of the business as a whole, which you're supporting, which is really probably the reason why you have that marketing objective. If you can think about objectives on these two different levels, you'll be in a much better position to really develop strong strategic thinking as you move forward in this process.